Hi everybody, Brian Professor B. Davis here, live here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Santa Clara, just across the street from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And once again, the beat goes on for the two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. As once again, it never changes, as the Kansas City Chiefs have continued to dominate the San Francisco 49ers, as the Niners fall 28-18 to the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday afternoon. We will talk about this game. We will go send you live over to. We will send you live for the post game. We're sending it to Kyle Shanahan right now.
All right, thanks, guys.
Coming on a little bit horseback. We apologize for that. We didn't. So we just got the tail end of Kyle Shanahan's post-game presser. He just stoked with the media. We missed what we heard. We want to get anything word on the injury to Brandon Ayuk. He left that game with a knee injury. It looked like he walked on it both ways, but it looks like we'll find out more on it. As tuning in right now, if you want to talk 49er football, our open line tonight, 628-239-8782. That's 628-239-8782 is the hotline number if you want to talk 49ers football on this post-game live here in Santa Clara. Watching on Niners Radio 49. So I know it's frustrating for all you Niner fans, and it's just like I have nothing else really to say, but it's a tough thing. So we just our video footage. So the Niners, you know, so we'll get back to the post-game pressure in just a few moments' time. They'll have more players coming on this year, you know. And I know it's frustrating for you Niner fans. Niners losing again. This postgame is presented to you by NFL Player Safety. NFL player safety. Get more information, go to NFL.com/player health and safety. So, building a better game. We'll get you back out there in just a few minutes. A lot of you are joining in on Niners Radio 49. Niners have now Andy Reid's teams following a bye week. And this is another intriguing stat. Andy Reid's team is now, and this is a Professor B Niners Radio fun fact, Andy Reid team, going back to his time as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, are 22-4 in their last 26 games following their bye week since 2000. That's the best mark by any active head coach in all of football. And everybody can talk about he had his time when he couldn't win the big one in Philadelphia. You know, when he couldn't win the big one in Philly. And, you know, he ended up leaving Philadelphia. He ended up going to Kansas City. He's got 3 Super Bowls wins, 3 out of the 5 years. And he is going to be someday going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He will get his bust. One of the better coaches in pro football, a class act. So we tip our hat to the Chiefs Nation, Chiefs Kingdom. Once again, you know, the Niners were favorites in each time in at least 3 of the last 4 games, including the 2 Super Bowls, and the Niners just fall short to the dreaded rival Kansas City Chiefs. We want to talk 49er football. Our open lines are open right now. 628-239-8782. That's 628-239-8782. We want to talk 49er football. You want to vent your frustration? You're welcome to come on. As we see a lot of the Chiefs fans are here, a lot of Niner fans here. We'll be on for a bit. We're going to get you back out to the Niners post-game presser at Levi Stadium. The video footage is courtesy by our 49ers.com. So we will, I know it's a difficult time with all the injuries. Brandon Ayuk left that game with an injury. We're going to try to get some more information on that injury when we have a chance. As right now we're just waiting for a few minutes' time. Yours truly, Professor B here on Niners Radio 49. So, you know, I really don't have nothing to say. Yeah, that's right. Would you like, if you want to come on, our hotline number is 628-239-8782. It's the hotline number if you want to come on, and we have open lines right now. We'll have some open lines until the next 49er player comes on doing the post game. We're just waiting to see what happens. Mr. 49 for life, that's right. And here's an intriguing stat, and I've talked about doing my taping during the 49er tailgate. The Chiefs have now, the Niners are 0-5 versus the Chiefs. They've lost 5 in a row overall. They've lost 7 of 8 versus Kansas City. Andy Reid, and then in addition, and we got, what do you mean, my friend, Cook to do a bad game? Very bad. Well, you know, a lot of injuries so far. You know, you lose Brandon Ayuk. Hopefully he's okay. You lose Deebo Samuel, who was sick. And, you know, and then Juan Jennings didn't play in today's game. And That's the breaks of the NFL. Like I always say, every year is a new year. Every year is different. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, teams change, players change teams, and new faces come in. If you want to come, and then if anybody want to come on Talk 49 Football, the hotlines are open right now, 628-239-8782. It's the hotline number. There are injuries, then they just pick Andrus or Matthew, the kicker, on injured reserve. So we're waiting for a few minutes, and then here's another stat, another intriguing stat. If you put today's game into proper perspective. So we got some Niner fans coming in, as we are I'm looking at this stat. So we're going to go to the presser right now. Brock Purdy is on the mic.
Boy, obviously got to watch the film and stuff, but my instant reaction is got to play better. The second interception was on me again. Ronnie did his job. I thought he just got hemmed up. I didn't know where he was going to come out on his route, so I just tried putting it on him, and then he ended up breaking out pretty good. And so Ronnie did his job. It was on me.
Kyle Shanahan was talking to you at your locker just now for about 4 or 5 minutes. Can you tell us what the nature of that conversation was?
I mean, we're just talking about some stuff throughout the game and just some moments throughout it and stuff, and how we can get better and going forward and stuff. So it was really just that. So.
Why do you think the start of the game was so tough? The first quarter, were they doing different things to you guys? Why was the opening so hard?
I mean, obviously it's tough to get the ball rolling when we're not getting first downs and things like that. So it starts with that. I think we got to convert on third downs and find a way, especially when our defense is doing a great job getting stops and getting us the ball back. So it's on us, man, to move the chains, and we just failed. Obviously, Kansas City is a great defense and everything, but we're a great offense in our eyes, and we know that we can play at a really high level, and so that's on us to get the ball rolling. So not really sure. Still got to watch the film and see what happened.
Talk about the impact of losing Brandon and then the impact of getting Ricky.
Yeah, I mean, man, obviously just what BA does for our offense and who he is and as a teammate and a brother of ours, man, it's sad. So wishing him nothing but the best and praying for him. So that's my guy. And when he goes down like that, obviously we have other guys that can step up and do their job really well. Ricky, having him back for his first game, man, was awesome. Just seeing him back out there and making cuts and plays. He's a baller too, so we're really excited for him and for his growth and to bring him with us, man. So we're excited about that. Thinking about BA and wishing him nothing but the best too. So we all just got to come together as a group, man, collectively, at the receiver unit and all of us. And guys just got to step up, and they have. And so that's the nature of the sport, sadly. So.
Are you feeling greater I know quarterback's only supposed to do his job, but do you start naturally to feel more responsibility when some of the bigger names are out of the offense?
Can you say it again? Sorry.
You kind of feel the responsibility when you don't have Christian, Brandon, Debo in the middle, in the game, that you've got to do a little bit more?
I mean, I don't really think that. All I think about is, what my job is, going through my reads, trusting in Kyle's play call, and hitting the open guy. I think there was many opportunities tonight or in this game where I could have been better, and so that's just how I feel. Is there more pressure for me to put on a Superman cape and do more? No. I think who we have and the players that we have that step up in those positions, man, they've done a great job, and we have a lot of talent in my eyes. So that's on me, and we'll just all continue to grow and fight on this journey together.
Do you feel like your confidence was shaken at all during that game, or did you feel you were going to come out of it any minute?
No, yeah, I think, I was just trying to get into a groove and, get a couple first downs, get some completions. As a quarterback, seeing those kinds of things are huge. And so, I think their defense did a good job. But like I said, at the same time, I think there's some moments and times where, you know, I have to make the throws. I have to get the first downs moving and rolling. But, you know, got to watch the film, see what happened, and we'll go from there. So, thanks, guys.
All right, that was Brock Purdy. Having a little bit of trouble hearing because it's very loud here at the hotel. We're going to go to, I think, another 49.
So there's that difference, but I still think it's similar techniques to beat a DB at the end of the day, you know, and I got to stick to those techniques and keep working on it and keep getting better at it.
What did it mean to you to get out to the football field today, given what happened to you?
Yeah, it meant everything. Obviously, all the adversity I just went through these past month, you know, it was really good to go out there with my guys again. I think that's the refresher for me at the end of the day. You know, when the incident first happened, the first thing I was thinking about was, you know, the guys in this locker room, the coaches in the locker room, and the entire staff. And, you know, they did a really good job of rallying around me, making sure, you know, I stayed up. And it was a huge blessing for me today, yeah.
At what point when that did happen to you, did you realize that you would be able to play football again?
They told me in the hospital when I was still asking that question over and over again. So that was a common question coming out of my mouth when I was in the hospital bed. But they ended up telling me after they seen the X-rays and the CAT scans of the direction of the bullet path, and then as well as, you know, there was some nerve stuff that I had to make sure I was good on. So that's why I had to stay overnight. But after that next morning is when the doctor came in and told me I would be good to play football again. That was my first question. So.
The biggest hurdle that you had to clear, you know, 2 months ago through that process to get back on the field today?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest hurdle for me was just recovery from, you know, the wound. There was obviously a lot of scar tissue buildup in the area, and since it was in my chest, all in like under my armpit, and obviously it was through and through, so there was a buildup all the way from, you know, my chest to my back. So just working through that. Making sure I'm getting that all worked on and getting that scar tissue out. And once I started feeling better range of motion and pain tolerance while I'm training.
Was there an emotional hurdle as well?
Yeah, I think there was slightly. You know, obviously for the first few days after that, it was pretty brutal. You know, but you know, I got a lot of good people around me. I got a lot of good family members, strong foundation, a lot of good people in this locker room. You know, a part of this staff and this organization did a great job, you know, like I said earlier, rallying around me, but just putting resources in my direction to use. And I think that helped me get through that a lot.
When you say, you know, you didn't know for sure until the next morning about your football career, I'm sure part of you was like, you're alive, you know, but was that a tough night of sleep for you, still not knowing?
Yeah, for sure. You know, that was obviously my first thoughts through the whole incident was, you know, if I was going to be alive or not, you know, and that was the first thing I was thinking of, and making sure, you know, that I got in contact with my family members. But once I knew I was going to be okay, you know, and I was going to be able to live, the next question came, you know, was I going to be able to play football now? And as soon as I got that answer, you know, a light just grew inside of me. And, you know, I was super excited to hear that from the doctor. So.
Now that you will be able to play football, and then you've been told that maybe you'll be able to make your debut in week 4, then that comes 5 and 6, and then you get to week 7 and you make your debut against the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. What were you kind of thinking about going into this outside of the loss? How did that kind of, you know, build up your motivation or excitement to get out there and play?
Yeah, there was a tremendous motivation for me, you know, after that incident. You know, obviously when you go through some adversity like that, it only makes you stronger at the end of the day. So, you know, just having that along me, and then obviously having that presence of, you know, God with me through those moments. There was a lot of, you know, signs that he was giving to me throughout that time, and that's a whole separate story. But yeah, there was a lot of excitement leading up to those weeks. Obviously, I didn't play week 4, and that was something I really wanted to do just because that was the minimum of coming back. And I just knew I wasn't ready leading up to that week after some of the workouts. I just still felt a lot of that scar tissue build up in there, and a lot of pain and, you know, range of motion, obviously. The pain was probably like the last on the ladder for it. But as far as like range of motion, because I kind of need that being a receiver. So after that was all clear, that's when we started looking towards this week. And, I just felt like it was scripted, for me, just going into a week like this, playing a really good team like this and, having the opportunity to step on that field again.
What's going on with Brandon right now, but with the very real possibility that he's out, how much urgency do you feel to really kind of pick up the pace and get going now with an opportunity like that?
Yeah, right now I'm not feeling like much urgency, as you would say. It's more of, just making sure that I reach out to my guy. That's still my brother at the end of the day. It's for me, it's much bigger than football. He's going through something right now, and I'm making sure I show that my love for him and sending prayers his way and checking on that guy because, he's a really good buddy of mine. So, but in this game he went down, and I had to play more than expected, than really everybody expected. But I just try to make the most of my opportunities.
You make your first
Football your whole life. Was there a point today where, when you got out there, was it different? And when did it start to feel natural today?
Yeah, it felt different just because, all the buildup around it, just from, training camp, missing most of that. And then, obviously going through this entire incident, I just felt like there was a different buildup towards that than I was used to. I never missed a game in college, in my entire college career. So I never really had that. Sitting on the sideline and watching the games was a little different for me. So, it felt a little different. But, once I got on the field, I put my helmet on, my cleats on, I was running around with the guys. And, just like, this is like still football at the end of the day, and that's kind of when I felt natural. And then, especially after my first catch, I made sure I had to secure that. And then after that, everything went away. So.
Shanahan said, like, in the hospital, it was lunch. He said in the hospital, you're like, I'd like to play in week 1. You explain what your mindset was at that time.
Yeah, that was that was after they looked at the X-rays and they let people start coming into the room. And John was one of the first people to come there, and I was super happy to see him. That's probably when I broke down in tears when I saw him, just because it hit a little different, knowing that I wasn't gonna be able to play, week 1, and I was super excited. Obviously, I was missing a lot of training camp too, so I was really looking forward to that opportunity. I was super excited, and just the way it went down, it made me a little bit emotional. But seeing him there, that's when it all hit. But yeah.
Has this whole thing had an impact on your perspective, how you view your career and your life? I mean, it's a pretty emotional thing. Has it changed your perspective?
Yeah, I feel like I've always had a pretty good perspective, just due to being raised the right way, and having a good foundation. I have a good family with my parents, my sisters. Those people being around me. I just learned those morals and values. Growing up. But as far as this incident, yeah, it definitely shook me in a different way. That every day is not promised. You know what I mean? And you just gotta expand on everything you can.
Hey, Ricky, physically, just how do you feel playing your first football game with all that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, physically, I feel great. I feel like I could play another game right now.
Ricky, Levi Stadium got really loud after you make that first completion. How much of that moment did you get to take in?
Yeah, obviously I'm in the moment. I'm trying to, we're trying to get some first downs, and move the ball and go score and put some points up. So, but then after that catch, and my teammates were dabbing me up and saying that they're happy for me and they're proud of me, and then that's kind of when it all hit. Crowd got a little loud right there, and yeah, I just took the opportunity to be appreciative of everything that led up to that and all the blessings that came along with it. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
You just heard all that. What do you think about that guy?
I wasn't paying attention, honestly, but he's a great kid, and I'm happy for him.
Looks like he might have suffered. His team might have suffered another pretty. We don't know yet, but I guess we asked you. The accumulation you start to feel the losses and almost like what's going to happen next with this situation.
It's hard to feel it right now. It's obviously I hope for the best with him. But yeah, let it process a little bit as the days go on.
It's tough to lose any game, but does it seem a little bit tougher to kind of be up here today talking about it when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs and not kind of be able to get over that hump this year?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously want to beat a team that's had your number since I've been here, but we didn't play good enough.
Out there, with a lot of different players, different receivers, he himself said no, it's not time for him to put on a Superman cape. What do you tell him at a time like this when so many people are missing for him?
I don't know if it's my job to tell Brock how to react. I think we have coaches and people for that.
What bothers you the most about the loss?
Just because we didn't play good, kind of, yeah.
When you lost to the Cardinals, you were adamant that you're not losing confidence in the team. Do you still feel that way?
I do, yeah. I mean, this organization knows how to win, and obviously we're not off to the start we want, but we have a long way still.
The trade deadline is coming up. Do you expect the team to be active again like it was in the past couple of years?
Not my job.
The wanting to get a guy out of bounds like Patrick Mahomes and not getting penalized for the hit?
It's tough. I didn't see exactly how that play went, but the rules do make it tough, but that's not an excuse.
You guys got to him a little bit early in the first half with a couple sacks. What were your impressions on how he was playing and how what an adversary he is?
Yeah, I mean they're a tough team. They know how to win in a lot of different ways. So we were hoping for more ops in the second half, but you got to stop the run to do that, and we weren't doing that. So.
Nick, you've been a part of a lot of successful teams here. Do you feel like with a loss like this, you find out more about your team and the makeup of everyone going through this adversity, or the wins? Like, how do you compare it? And if so, what do you guys take from this?
Yeah, I mean, we've been through a lot of tough losses, a lot of tough season starts, but it's all about getting into the playoffs, and you got to do that by winning enough games, winning your division, and that's kind of where our focus is.
How discouraging is it that you haven't been able to find a way to beat this particular team?
It's discouraging, yeah.
More elbow issue?
Yeah, it's just a bruise.
Nick, personally, how do you flush this one? I mean, you got to see the film. What do you need to do to kind of put this one behind you and get to Dallas?
I mean, same as other losses. Just learn from it and move on.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Coming out of this game, just what's your initial thought on what happened today and where the team goes from here?
Yeah, my initial thought is we didn't play good enough to win. I really want to move on, look at the film hard, and you can do one of two things. Like, you can sulk in defeat, or you can see what the reality is, fix it, move on, and get ready to win a game next week. Like, there's so many things that are going to be said, obviously, about where we're at and that team. And at the end of the day, like, that's not going to help us move forward. That's not going to help us for next week. We got to just look at the reality of what it is, flush it, and move on, and win a game next week.
Go ahead.
As you do look to next week, I mean, what would it mean for this team to get a win against the Cowboys and have the bye and go into that with a win?
Yeah, it would mean a lot, obviously. We got to move forward. We got to prepare hard for the Cowboys, win a game at home in a primetime game, and get back on track going into the bye.
What gives you confidence that you can turn things around and go on a run the way you have so many times before?
the guys that we have in this building, everybody that's come up here and spoke at this podium, the guy who's going to speak after me, obviously I take a lot I put a lot of myself through the wins and the losses to be the player that our team needs me to be and the leader that our team needs me to be. So we have everything we have that we need going forward to right the ship.
Want to move on. It's a tough loss, but the commentators say during the game called Kansas City, you guys is kryptonite. Is there like some type of mental part of this game when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs that you guys have to kind of try to get over as you try to defeat this team, or it's not that, it's just a game?
Well, I mean, everybody's going to say that as long as we don't beat them, and that's something that we got to take on the chin. And, whenever we have that moment to play them again, then it's going to be the same exact story until we beat them. So that's something that we got to own, and, hey, you got to take it on the chin.
There's never a perfect game, but it seems like there's more mistakes than there have been in the past. Is there anything that's been happening at all during the defense that's causing these mistakes?
We for sure got to be better with the penalties. We got to clean that up. That's a fixable. We got to play smarter in that way and not give the other team more opportunities out there, especially in the red zone. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, and then everything else. Like I said, we just got to play better.
Mahomes got away from you on his long run. It's obviously he's very creative, does a lot of things. What do you feel as a defender when you see that unfold again?
Yeah, I mean it's a play that I got to make. I'm leaving my coverage to try and make a play, and I'm right there, got to make it. And obviously we know rush lanes and all those sort of things, and then even then we can't let them continue to run down the sideline, those sort of things.
Right. Is there a right and a wrong way to react to a loss as a leader in the room, as one of the veterans? Is it important how you react to the loss?
I think so. I think the longer I've been in it, you can listen to what people say about you in the outside world. Obviously, what you guys do is important, and I respect all you guys. But hey, all the stories can be written that we're not good enough and all these sort of things. For us, it's about just continuing to focus on what we do. We're the ones that are going to be out there on Sunday against the Cowboys and have every opportunity to win that game and do what we need to do.
Right. I know he's been missed all season, but today specifically, with what Mahomes can do, how much did you miss Drake Greenlaw next to you?
Obviously we miss Dre. He's a big part of what we do, but it's a next man up mentality. I love going against. I mean, I love going out there with who we have out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's no excuse.
Describe Kyle's message to you guys after that game.
I'll probably keep that in house, but Kyle always has the right thing to say when it comes to wins and losses.
I think Mahomes had the lowest passer rating of his career. I mean, he didn't go crazy against you guys. Have they evolved? I mean, are they just a better team since like maybe 2019?
I mean, they find ways to win. That's what's great about their team. They find ways to win. It doesn't always have to be just him having a great game. He obviously made the plays when he needed to make them, and it's a team sport. Their team won the game today.
7 weeks into the season, probably not the record you guys would have hoped for, but the good news, there's still a lot of football to be played left this particular season. Is that kind of how you guys look at this? Like, we still have plenty of time left. We can still win the division, get into the postseason. What is your, after a loss like this, what is that mentality like? And is it like, we're fine, we're going to overcome this and continue going?
Yeah, kind of similar message to what I've been saying the whole time. Is you can go one of two ways in the situation. You can sit and you can sulk and lose in a big game like this, or you can move on and have a positive mindset going into the next game, trying to just win one game at a time. We have a big one this week. It's everything on the line every single week that you step out there. And so how do you get better from this? That's all I'm thinking about right now.
Quick evaluation of the play where Pat got away from you. Was that a bad angle or?
Yeah, he's just running, and I'm going from left to right with my, I'm man coverage on the running back and trying to come off and make the play. So I just didn't make it. That's all it is.
Maybe one positive is how Malik Mustafa played out there today. He had some pretty big hits, played pretty hard.
Yeah, he's been playing amazing. I'm really happy with Malik and the way that he's playing. He's earned every bit of all the good stuff that's happening to him. We just need him to continue to play good for our defense, for our team.
All right, thanks, Fred.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Howdy.
How exciting was it to see Ricky back out there with you guys and playing in his first career NFL game?
It's awesome. To go through what he went through and then to be back 7 weeks later, and like make an impact and really just get out there in front of the crowd. Definitely probably had some jitters. I don't know if he did, but I think I would in that situation. And he came out and made the play when he needed to make a play. For the crowd to kind of give him a standing ovation was a really special moment. And I'm just happy for him to be back on the football field. We drafted him in the first round. He's an amazing athlete. He's a hell of a wide receiver. So just the more reps he gets, the more practice reps he gets, he's going to be a really good player for us.
This week, you and Debo on his podcast kind of spelled out what you guys needed to do to become successful in this matchup
Yes.
against the Kansas City Chiefs. The biggest thing was the turnover
Yep.
battle that you needed to win. Not the case today. Just kind of take me through like what you think about this matchup and if it's something that was in-house or when it comes to mistakes and turnovers, or is it that they have your number as a Bosa said?
Bosa's not usually wrong. I'll say that when the score is 14-6 at halftime, I think our defense is playing at a really high level against an amazing quarterback and a really good offense. And when we went like 3 and out the first couple drives where we didn't have a first down for what felt like the entire first half, like you can't play like that if you want to beat a team that knows how to win. They win gritty games, and it wasn't the prettiest game for them. Patrick had a couple turnovers himself, but they win those gritty games. And when we just continually have turnovers, don't get first downs, don't run the ball explosive like the way that we usually do it, it's really hard to beat good teams. And I just think the offense, we just didn't play very well today, and we kind of left our whole team out there, and I think we let our defense and special teams down, really. I mean, we have to play better. It's wild. Debo didn't play. We lose Ayuk. So, yeah, you look in the huddle, and I'm standing next to Ricky, Jake, Chris Conley, and J.P. Mason. It's a lot different than, Debo, Jawan, Ayuk, and Christian McCaffrey. So it's a little different, but we have the coaching staff for it. Our offensive line is still healthy. The guys in the building are really talented, so we just have to figure that out and keep pushing forward.
I think Brock played through obviously different receivers, different things going on, and what can you expect from him when all these guys, this weaponry is not out there with him?
What did Brock say?
He put it on himself.
What a good guy. It's never on one player. I know he's probably disappointed with, what do you have, 3 interceptions? Yeah, I mean, he's going to be disappointed about that. It's not on him, though. I mean, early on, the route I had a pass interference on, I could have ran a better route. He would have thrown a really good ball. I know, that's a catch and run. And then, unfortunately, Ayuk has a drop. It's the play before the play. He's given us chances to make plays, and we weren't, taking advantage of those plays. And so then, I haven't talked to Brock, but it seems like, maybe he was trying to force something, just trying to, give us a little momentum and stuff like that. And, you don't need to. When you're playing against a defense that, as the Chiefs are playing at a very high level, it's kind of you don't want to force your hand too much. It's kind of take what they give you and then stay on the field as long as possible. 15 play drives, in my opinion, are great drives against the Kansas City Chiefs because it keeps Patrick Mahomes off the field. And he's going to eventually, do some type of Patrick Mahomes type stuff, and which is usually pretty good for him. But all I know is Brock's, this is his 3rd year. He's had a couple, games that he didn't think he played very well in. I have no concern for Brock. I think he's going to come back and sling the hell out of the football next week.
Losing Brandon probably for the season.
Ooh. Well, it sucks. I love Brandon Ayuk, the energy that he brings, what he can do on the football field, routes, catching the ball. He's an incredible football player. So I think Kyle's going to scheme some stuff up. The nice thing is we still have Juwan Jennings, me, you, Juice, Debo. We still have guys all over our roster that can make plays. And, Jake ran an awesome curl pump today. He's going to continue to get reps and be forced to grow up. Same with Ricky. They're going to be forced to grow up and mature really, really fast. And, it's kind of on us as veterans in the system to help them along and make sure that they are ready to, play in these football games. But, yeah, I mean, you can't really replace one, in my opinion, one of the best receivers in the NFL.
What you just said, but are there similarities between Ricky and and Ayuk, and just the type of receiver they are, what they do well?
Just watching, like, it was fun. Like, Ricky cooked at OTAs. Like, he was averaging like 150 yards a day, it seemed like. So that's fun. He runs really good routes. He's really fast. He's explosive. I think one thing that they have similar, really, though, is, you know, they just have like a dog mindset. Like, you know, put it on me, put it on my shoulders. Like, Ayuk, the way I mean, it sucks because Ayuk, you know, had a hell of a week of practice, and he was just unreal catches left and right. And so, like, he was just, you know, starting to hit his stride in the season after not doing training camp. But football, the NFL is a land of opportunity. Injuries happen, stuff happens, shitty things happen, and who's going to step up? Who's going to, you know, rise to the occasion, take advantage of the opportunity? You know, that's what the NFL is. And so we have a lot of young players, like I said, like, it's on, you know, our vets to pull them along, whether they are ready or not.
When an injury like that happens and it looks bad, how long does that linger with you during the game, or are you able to just put it aside for the moment?
I mean, I didn't really know until halftime. So, but yeah, I mean, at halftime, when, you know, you hear someone say we need crutches and a knee brace, it's like, shoot. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, Brand's a great friend of mine. So, like, just, it impacts you to an extent, but, like, you have to have the 3-foot mindset and just attack what's in front of you and then emotionally deal with it at a later time.
Of this season, how would you describe the importance of next week's game ahead of the bye week?
I mean, it's huge. Every game's huge. I think it's Sunday Night Football, so, like, all eyes on Levi Stadium, which I'm excited about. It's a great rivalry. It always has been. You know, we need to get a win, and especially because it's an NFC opponent. Like, we have to continue to stay in the hunt. We have to try to stay ahead in our division as best we possibly can, and just try to get a little bit better. You know, I've said multiple times, you want to be a better team in October than you were September, better in November than you were October. We did not get better today. You know, we had some, you know, good plays, but it was not our best performance. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's what you heard from Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa, and George Kittle. Niners fall to the two-time defending Super Bowl champions this afternoon by a score of 28-18 as the Chiefs continue their domination over your San Francisco 49ers. And it's just been a domination. 5 of the last 7 years they've broke up. The Niners have not. And here's some intriguing stats. From our Niners Radio 49 Professor Beast front back. So the Niners have now lost 7 of their last 8 versus the Chiefs, including the 2 Super Bowl defeats. Andy Reid's team has won 10 of their last 12. This goes back to when Andy Reid was the head coach with the Philadelphia Eagles. Won 7 of their last 8, including the Super Bowl overall. Andy Reid's team just also have won 10 of their last 12 versus the 49ers since 2005, including the 2 Super Bowl defeats to your 49ers. And then there's another intriguing stat. The 49ers have now lost 6 of their last 7 and 7 of their last 9 games at home versus the Andy Reid team, this since 2002. And here's another intriguing fact, and I know this very well. Since 2000, Andy Reid's teams are 22-4 in 26 games in the regular season, following winning 84% of their games. following their bye week. That's the best mark by any active head coach in the NFL. So there are some, I mean, as a podcaster, these are just tough facts to do, you know. Everybody's saying, I mean, it's, when they do a game, or do a post hook to do a bad game. Hey, I do this every week, every day, every week, win, lose, or draw. This is my profession, and we, you know, no matter how bad the situation is, we're here to talk about it, give you the latest news. And, you know, I can do this no matter what, you know. And then we got some fans saying, well, Kyle Shanahan, time for a coaching change. No, you know, they've got injuries, so many injuries, which, by the way, we're going to find out the situation with Brandon Ayuk and his injury status, and he may have torn, and it's not good. And it's not good. Deebo Samuel, for Brandon Ayuk, he may have torn his ACL. And we'll find out more later tonight or sometime tomorrow more on his injury prognosis. And then it was a right knee injury with 37 seconds to remain in the second quarter, and he was out of the game. The All-Pro was able to lift off the field but was carried to the locker room. He finished with only caught two balls for 23 yards. So we're going to try and we're going to try to get some word on that situation. Did he tear an ACL? And this is some of the information. We missed the first part of the interview. The first part. Hey, bro, you need to be working for the Niners. Missed the first part of that press conference. We're going to try to get that video from.
Did I do that?
No. Let's be careful. So we will definitely try to get more information on that.
Everybody listen up! Everybody knows Josh! He's lying! What's the team?
So we're continuing on Niners Radio 49. We've got a lot going on. It's So, got a lot going on down here. We are live here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Santa Clara. Professor B here for Niners Radio 49. We are going to I want to get that video clip on the situation with Brandon Ayuk. And also, not only they lose the game, but then Trent Williams was ejected for throwing a punch at one of the Chiefs players. And so he got ejected. Most likely he'll be facing a he probably most likely be hit with a big fine. And I think it's just the frustration, knowing the Niners want to win against this team, and losing a heartbreaker in last year's Super Bowl back in February, losing the heartbreaker going on 4 years, 5 years, almost 5 years ago in the Super Bowl where the Niners had a 10-point lead in the fourth for a little less under 6.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Niners were on their way, looked like they were going to win the franchise's 6th Super Bowl, and then the lose when the Chiefs explodes and score 21 unanswered points. And I think it shows a lot of the frustration, And, like I said, Kyle Shanahan is not going anywhere. And, you can say what you want. Yeah, we know he can't, Kyle hasn't won the big one. And, yeah, he's just right now undermanned with all these injuries. We're going to try to hold, and, nothing more. And once again, another injury. Brandon Ayuk may have torn his ACL, and if that is the cause, he is done for the rest of the year. Deebo Samuel was ill. He left the game. He left with his street clothes. He did not return to the game. So it shows you when you're undermanned like this, and we're going to try to get some video feed. I mean, now because the 49ers now sit. But we are definitely going to get a flip on the video. And now with the Niners lost at 3-4, a game under 500. So we're going to try to get to that video what NBC Sports Matt Mayoko said. This was following the loss. He ended up talking. We'll get to that in just a moment. So, you're on Niners Radio 49. If you want to talk 49ers football, the hotline number is 628-239-8782. It's the hotline number. 682-239-8782. Talk 49 football. And we're going to go to that with NBC Sports Bay Area, Matt Mayoko. With their thoughts, and they talk about this on 49ers Postgame Live on NBC Bay Area. So we're going to on 49ers postgame on NB in our video feed. right, that was 49er Insider Mac Mayoko. That audio feed we had right there is courtesy from our friends from NBC Sports Bay Area. And we continue on 49ers Postgame Live on Niners Radio 49. Professor B here. As you are looking live here at the beautiful Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Santa Clara, California, just across the street from the Mecca at Levi Stadium, where it's still packed here. In case you're just tuning in, Niners fell to the Chiefs once again, 28-18. And there's some more. We got some more comments in the comments section. If you want to come in and talk 49er football, our hotline number, the hotline number right now is 628-239-8782. That's 628-239-8782. If you want to talk 49er football of our post-game libation, as we're live here at the beautiful Santa Clara, here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Santa Clara. Professor B here on the mic. We're going to be here for a bit as the Niners folded to the Kansas City Chiefs, as the Niners are now 0-5 versus Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They've lost 7 of their last 8 versus the Chiefs since the 2006 season. Andy Reid has now beaten the 49ers as a head coach, including this time with the Philadelphia Eagles. They've won 10 of their last 12, including the Super Bowl wins against the 49ers since 2005. And then the Niners have lost 6 of their last 7 games at home versus an Andy Reid club. This goes back in 7 of their last 9 since 2002. Andy Reid's teams, following the bye week, they're now 22-4 in the regular season following a bye week since 2000. They've won 84% of their games. And that's the best mark by any active head coach in the NFL. So we got some more on our podcast, guys. That's very important. We want to get those 1,000 subscribers to continue to build on this platform I have. So we got some more comments. Somebody named Easy Tito, Kyle should go. I don't care how close you come. It's all about winning. It starts with him. Another one named Lobo, he said, another Niner fan, Shanahan has not learned a single thing. Disgusting personality, done for the season. They need to just scrap everyone and start all over. If it means that they suck for the next Super Bowl and losing Super Bowl about 5 years ago, nearly almost 5 years ago, when they blew a 10-point lead, had a 10-point lead, and lost it when the Chiefs exploded for 21 unanswered points to win down in Miami in South Florida. So I was talking about this when I was doing my pregame show on 49ers doing 49ers Tailgate. You'll get a chance to see 49ers Tailgate show later this week on Niners Radio 49 as we And, you know, like I said, he's not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere. And, you know, what you got right now. Yeah, I know he has his he's have his challenges, yes. He does have his challenges, closing out games, yes. Look what he's done in the regular season. Yes, he lost the Super Bowl. In the last 5 years, the Niners have probably had the best record in the NFC. Every year is different in the NFL. It's hard to get to that final stage, to get to a Super Bowl. And it's not easy to get there. You have to go through. You will, I mean, I even talking with people saying it's not promised you're going to get back to. And this year is no exception because now, with all the injuries they've had, now with Debo Samuel, possibly, you know, he may have torn his ACL, probably now done for the year. Every year is different in the NFL. That's just the bottom line. Every year is different. You know, you just don't have those clear-cut dominant dynasties. Like, it's not like it was in the 70s when the Steelers had that run, winning 4 Super Bowls. It's not like it is in the 80s when the Niners won 4 of their 5 Super Bowls. The success they had in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I was there as a youth, as a kid, seeing the Niners. So right now on Niners Radio 49, the time is now 6:02. 2 minutes past the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. If you want to come on right now, we got the phone line is open. If you want to come on by, come on by. Our hotline number is, we got a new subscriber, congratulations. Our hotline number is 628-239-8782. That's 628-239-8782. Join us for a 49ers Talk Postgame live here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. We're going to take a quick time out, take a quick break. I'm going to take a little bit of time out, and we'll talk to you in just a moment. You are watching 49ers Talk on Niners Postgame Live. Niners fall to the Chiefs by a score of 28-18. Let's take this time out. We're back here on Niners Radio Live. 49ers postgame here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Santa Clara. In case you're just tuning in, the 49ers fall once again to the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 28-18. So 49ers continuing as the beat goes on. And no matter a new year, but the same old results, the Niners falling to the Chiefs. So we're gonna, it's just I know it's hard for 49er fans, and like I said, we're gonna take a recap of today's game in just a moment, as we'll recap you the game, and then we're also going to check up on the NFC West. Seattle, both the Seahawks and the Rams were winners today, and their playoff situation is now with a lot of kind of uncertainty with all the injuries going on, and nothing more again was compounded today with Brandon Ayuk suffering a knee injury. It could be a torn ACL, and if it's true it's a torn ACL, he is done for the rest of the year. And that's a sad, similar thing that happened with the Niners 4 years ago after that, coming back from that devastating Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. I mean, the injuries when they lost Nick Bosa, and they're just a pain. They're out without their star receivers, and we will get to the box score and the scoring summary of today's game. So we're live here. We're watching Sunday Night Football on NBC. And the Steelers 7-3. The Jets lead the Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, next Sunday night the Niners will be back. We'll be right back here 1 week from today. Tonight the Niners will take it on the Dallas Cowboys and rivalry here. Hopefully the Niners can try to salvage some pride or something before the bye week. They'll take it on the Cowboys next week on NBC. Football Night in America presented by Applebee's will come on at 4 o'clock Pacific, and then we'll send you off to Levi Stadium for Sunday Night Football on the Peacock, NBC Sports, and on the video stream on Peacock. Join Mike Tirico along with Chris Collinsworth for the action at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. So the Niners gotta try to get better and try to get some people back, try to get one win before the bye week, and then we'll take a look back at the games. So in the first quarter, Anders Carlson hit a 55-yard field goal that made it 3-0 49ers. Then in the second quarter, Kareem Hunt had a 1-yard touchdown run, and it was a touchdown. And then it was 7-3. Hunt got another touchdown, and it made it 14-3 Kansas City. Watch out, I got the clear. Sorry about that, man. So, we go to the third quarter. It was 14-3, and the Niners cut down 2 field goals by Carlson, and they made it 14-6. Second quarter, Purdy had a 1-yard touchdown keeper, and it was 14-12. They missed the conversion. And then Patrick Mahomes had a 1-yard touchdown. It was 21-12. Then in the fourth quarter, the Niners were driving. It looked like they were going to be within 2 of the Chiefs. Purdy throws a big interception. And then the Chiefs went 13 plays, 79 yards, and 13 runs, 13 plays, 79 yards in 6 minutes. They used 6 minutes and 43 seconds off that clock or no, correction, 12 plays, 80 yards, 6 minutes and 20 seconds to put them away. The game away, 28-12. Then Purdy on another 1-yard keeper, 8 plays, 65 yards, 2 minutes and a second. It was 28-18. So that's how, like Kirk County said, that's the way it went. Sunday afternoon in Kansas, at the Mecca at Levi Stadium. So we're going to give you the full totals of the game, and then we're going to have our scoreboard. So we're going to take a look at So we're going to take a look on my Niner app. I apologize, we don't have the video right now. We apologize for that, for the on live video streaming. We apologize. So we're going to let's take a look at the stats. Here we go. Here we go, we got the team stats. So the final stats of the game, the Chiefs 329 total yards of offense, the Niners 310. The Niners were penalized 6 times while the Chiefs 4. The Niners turned over the ball 3 times. So the Niners were -3 in that takeaway turnover ratio. The Niners only converted 2 third downs in the efficiency, while the Chiefs converted 8. So the Chiefs were +6 in that efficiency. The Niners were -6. And then on 4th down efficiency, the Niners were 1 for 1, converted 1 out of 1. And then some of the team stats. The Chiefs rushed the ball 184 yards, the Niners 101. Time of possession, the Chiefs 21 minutes and 4 seconds to the Niners 14 minutes and 96 seconds. Again, we look at the individual stats. So Brock Purdy threw for 212 yards, no touchdowns, he threw 2 interceptions. Jordan Mason, 14 carries for 58 yards. George Kittle, 6 catches for 92 yards. did. It was Purdy rushed with the count, both touchdowns for the 49ers. And then Brandon Ayuk, before he left with his knee injury, 2 catches for 23 yards. We'll get more update on that later on Niners Radio 49 sometime tomorrow. Isaac Udano, 1 catch for 5 yards. And then for the punting, Mitch Wisnowski punted 4 times, averaging 48.3 yards. So we continue on Niners Radio 49. Let's give you the standings in the NFC. As both the Rams, both the LA Rams and the Raiders, the Rams and the Seahawks were winners. So now the Niners dropped out of first place by 1 full game. They're now 2-1 versus the AFC this season. They now trail the Seahawks by 1 full game. However, if the Cardinals were to win tomorrow night on Monday Night Football against the Chargers, the Cardinals will catapult into second place, while the Niners would drop to third. And remember, the Cardinals have the tiebreaker over the 49ers because they beat them head-to-head. They beat them head-to-head. So the Cardinals would have the tiebreaker over the 49ers. And the Niners will not, and then, the Rams are now with their record of 2-4. And they're now just a half game out against San Francisco. And they also have a tiebreaker against the 49ers for the top spot in the division or playoff chase. So, the Niners are going to have to weather the storm to get some able bodies back. Get some able bodies back. And, this is what you got right now until you get some people back. And, it's been tough for the Niners. I always say every year is different. And, like I said, Kyle Shanahan is not going anywhere. And, they just got to kind of weather the storm or just sinking the ship or just tread water until they get some people back. Most likely, we hope that for Deebo Samuel, he should be back next week against Dallas, and McCaffrey will be back most likely against when they come back out of the bye week. So, and maybe for the second half, the Niners can get back onto it and make their run. So, they'll play the Cowboys next week for Sunday Night Football. Then 2 weeks from today, it'll be their bye week. 3 weeks from today, after their bye week, they will play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That will be an early morning game on the West Coast, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the Niners got to just try to weather the storm and get these guys back healthy. So, every year is different. You can't rely on last year's success. And this year is not different for the 49ers. So we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. Watching both the Steelers-Jets game and the Game 6 of the National League Championship Series. And the Dodgers are now ahead of the New York Mets 4-1. And a win for the Dodgers, and it'll be a traditional World Series. Met Yankees and Dodgers coast-to-coast World Series. The series will start Friday night. That'd be something we'll talk about on our sister network on satellite digital media. But before we sign out for tonight, just even despite the loss for yours truly, one big milestone came, a big historic milestone came last Wednesday night. I was one of the finalists for the 2021, the first annual Bay Area Boost Awards, and I won one of the big prize was getting that $1,000 grant to really kick off my broadcast entrepreneurship. And this is something I've been pushing for a very long time. And you know, in perspective, despite what happened today's loss, Niners losing to the Chiefs, I know everybody is bummed out and disappointed. But this past week, last Wednesday night was a big night. It was an important night because of yours truly finally getting a grant to start my entrepreneurship program, trying to put into Niners Radio 49, and it was not an easy road the last 4 or 5 years. You know, me being been associated with Niners Radio for the last 7 years. This is my 8th year overall associated, and being the mediator, information director for Niners Radio 49. This is my 3rd year since taking over for Brian Bauer after him and Dana Howard was there for 10 years. So this is the most important victory this week, earning that grant and making this become more of a full-time gig for yours truly. For yours truly, as we're trying to launch Niners Radio 49 and satellite digital media, reaching new heights. And this was a big victory for yours truly. Even despite the loss, you know, the Niners and Chiefs, and I know my personal painful experience as a long-time broadcaster 9 months ago when the Niners lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I really didn't care about, really didn't trip off the loss. I know it was disappointing, but there was other things in my life that I was not out without a college baseball team to cover or broadcast because of the recent events. Of course, 2 years ago, what happened at USF, the issues that happened, unfortunately, what happened to my mentor, our good friend and mentor, Coach Diego Giarratano, what happened to him unfairly because of the disgrace embezzlement of his former assistant coach, Troy Nakamura, did what he did inappropriately on the baseball field by pulling his pants down and flashing inappropriately. And then, you know, leaving that after 22, shutting down our broadcasting day indefinitely for 5 months. And then after a 5-month hiatus, getting back to it. You know, and I'd say 2022 was always considered a short and truncated season year of the sports things I've been doing. And then, you know, sign on with St. So, in perspective, you know, leaving St. Mary's, I'm with Eric Valenzuela, who I respect, who really helped put St. Mary's baseball on the map, came back to Moraga. I decided it was best interest to step aside, and then, you know, weigh my other options. And then after that, I just, you know, decided after the Super Bowl loss 9 months ago when they played the Chiefs, I just decided that I'm going to just take a year off from broadcasting at the Division I level, and then did my play-by-play thing at City College baseball for the season, and did some baseball play-by-play for the summer league team. Hopefully be back doing the Alameda Anchors next summer. Thank the Tony and the Ruben for that gig. And made a few bucks. And then, you know, been doing the entrepreneurship thing and just all that. And the work starts to pay off, though, you know. It just, you know, it's been a long road back with the transition. I'd say first half of 24 was the first half was considered a truncated year. Was the state of uncertainty. and transition. The second half, really since mid-late July, has been really successful, getting some breaks, and now starting to get to do my thing, really trying to put Niners radio on the map, and really with a lot of support. I really, appreciate all you guys sticking there with me, doing the good and the bad. It's not been an easy road at all. It's not been an easy road at all for yours truly. And, we got more work to do. There's more work. In the coming weeks, we'll be trying to upgrade on our podcast system, trying to get equipment, all kinds of stuff, and get more support, get more subscribers out there. And still got a lot more work to do. So thank you for that. And that's the most important thing. That's the most important win. The wins and losses is going to dictate what the team on the field, but off the field was more importantly for good sportsmanship. Football is just nothing. It's only a game. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for tonight here at streaming here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in San Francisco. Professor B here. 49ers fall to the Chiefs, 28-18. The Niners dropped their record to 3-4, and now they're in second place for the moment in the NFC West. Depending on the outcome, what does the Cardinals do to San Diego? Because a win tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, the Niners will just like that drop to third place in the NFC West, because the Cardinals would have both tiebreakers head-to-head in record within the division. And we'll talk about more of this tomorrow on Bears Radio 49 on our Monday, the aftermath. The Dodgers are now increased their lead to 6-1. It looks like for the 18th or 19th time the Yankees will be playing the Dodgers in the World Series, and it looks like it'll be for the first time since 1981 that the Dodgers and Yankees will be hooking up in the World Series in all coast-to-coast two-television market in the World Series. So we're going to wrap it up for tonight. We'll have our Monday aftermath tomorrow. We're going to probably go on maybe tomorrow night after Monday night, after the second game of the doubleheader. Here we're going to have what's on deck for this coming week. Tomorrow on Niners Radio 49, we'll talk more about this game. We'll also, in our 49er flashback, Niners Radio 49 flashback, we'll take a look back of week number 8. As we commemorate and celebrate the 40-year anniversary of the 1984 49ers, we'll look back at week number 8, and this time the 49ers will travel southwest to the Astrodome to take on the Houston Oilers. The Niners rebounding from that disappointing loss, their first loss of the year to the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the Steelers egging out a 20-17 win over your 49ers. The Steelers improved their record to 4-3, while they hand the 49ers their first and only defeat of 1984. We'll take a look back of week number 8 as the season gets close to the halfway mark of 1984. Niners taking on the Oilers at the Astrodome down in Houston, Texas. We'll take a look back of that game. We'll also take a look of week 8 of the 1984 NFL scoreboard as well. And then later in the week on Tuesday, we'll take a look back of the 1989 49ers as they celebrate the 35-year anniversary when the 49ers taking on when they went on to win back-to-back Super Bowls. We'll look back at that 89 Niners team coming in with a 5-1 record. They were coming off a win against the Dallas Cowboys team, who were in a rebuilding mode, and earlier that previous week traded Pearsall Walker in a blockbuster trade to the Minnesota Vikings, and they got multiple first-round picks and more, and did some And we know how that trade paid off for Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys. The Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl in 3 of the next 4 years down the road. But that's something we'll be talking about later this week. We'll be talking about, by the way, favorite memories of the 49ers and Cowboys rivalry, and so much we'll get some guests as well. So we'll later in the week talk about the 35th anniversary, and when we go to week number 6, we'll take a recap of the Niners taking on the New England Patriots in an interconference matchup. Unfortunately, this game, the Niners originally scheduled at Candlestick Park, was switched to Stanford Stadium because of the due to the conditions of Candlestick Park during the earthquake. It was switched because of some of the damage, a little bit of damage done due to the 89 earthquake just prior to Game 3 of the 1989 World Series. So we will talk about that recap that game. That game was switched to Stanford Stadium, the same site where the 49ers defeated the Miami Dolphins in Super Bowl 19. And it was the site where Bill Walsh coached at Stanford. We'll talk about that 35th anniversary. The Niners went back-to-back Super Bowls from 1989. And finally, later in the week, we'll take a look back to week 8. We commemorate the 49ers' 1994 Super Bowl winning season, championship season. The last Super Bowl win, Niners taking on the Atlanta Falcons at they're taking on the Atlanta Falcons. They're taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Candlestick Park. The Niners, of course, are 5-2 in first place in the NFC West. And then we'll take a look at week number 8 around week 8 of the NFL scoreboard, just as well the 1989 week 7 of the 89 and 94 seasons as well. That's going to be a fun treat, a good exercise for all you Niner fans. So for now, we'd like to thank all of you for watching 49ers live postgame on Niners Radio 49. And I know it's disappointing. I know a lot of you are disappointed. And, and the numbers and stats don't lie. The Chiefs now own the 49ers. 5 straight losses. Patrick Mahomes, they've never beaten Patrick Mahomes. Kyle Shanahan's now 0-5 against the Chiefs. They have overall have won 7 of their last 8 games versus the 49ers since 2006. This is going back to the lean years when the Niners were in a complete rebuilding mode with head coach Mike Nolan, and later in 2010 with Mike Singletary. So we'll recap tomorrow's game on 49ers victory or Niners Radio Live Monday in the aftermath, and then we'll have our Niners Radio flashback, and then after that we'll get you ready for the 49ers and Cowboys later this week. So we'd like to thank all of you for watching on Niners Radio 49. All the video streams, all the post-game pressers. We'd like to thank 49ers.com for providing us the video stream to do the post-game live, and other video and audio footage is courtesy from our pals, our good friends from NBC Sports Bay Area. So for now, from the hotel of the Hyatt Regency here right across the street from Santa Clara's Levi Stadium, once again the final score, 49ers fall to the Chiefs, 28-18. Professor P here checking out, and so long. Thank you for watching 49ers post-game live. 49ers tailgate will be coming on later in the week. The time will be to be determined, and we'll give you the latest update on the Brandon Ayuk injury situation, and we'll have a special 49ers Niners Radio 49 special. Will be airing sometime next week. Down at San Jose. I will be talking with Antonio Barlow to get more information. We'll be at next Saturday. We'll be taping that special. Niners Radio 49 will have that exclusive. So for now, hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Just hang in there, Niner fans. that they will get some people back. Just hang in there through the good and the bad. And, you know, still a lot of season left. So that's it for here from the Hyatt Regency Hotel, Niners Golden Cheese 2818. Check us out on YouTube.com/@NinersRadio49. And please don't forget to please hit the subscribe button. Our goal is trying to get 1,000 subscribers. For people checking in today, thank you very much. Make my job more easier. That's it for now. Brian Professor B. Davis, thank you for joining us. 49ers Live Postgame is a special presentation of Niners Radio 49, where every team has a fan, and every fan has a voice. The network home of champions. Wish all of you a very pleasant good evening. For now, right here, and our next Niner Tailgate show is 1 week from today. We'll be right back here next Sunday for Sunday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys. Brian Professor B. Davis signing off. Thank you for watching. 49ers Football is a presentation of Niners Radio 49 in association with the Satellite Digital News Network. 49ers Football. Good night, everybody. Take care.